Squash XLPRO is an elite team that work hard to train, play and run squash events on our journey to climb the world rankings. Like, subscribe, comment, pick up some of our merch on Teespring.
Well, yeah, certainly an intriguing contest there, difference in ages, etc. And let's now focus on the semi-final at hand in front of us. It's Malaysia against the Chileses again. And anything you can expect from Duncan Lee. He lost in the semis to Luamba last week in Panmure. But what about this week? Anything you've seen so far, Sean?
Well, I haven't seen too much of Duncan play so far. He's usually been on before I've played, including last night's quarterfinal where he came from 2-love down against Zach Miller to win that in 5. But some say there's been a lot of New Zealanders saying that Duncan, they would say, is the best of the Malaysians.
Ooh, okay.
Which is
I was pretty impressed with Hock last week. He was a decent player, but had a few injury issues this week.
Yeah, went down to Mayor in the round of 16 in 3 sets, so not the best result for him there. Yeah, a lot of New Zealanders have given a lot of credit to Duncan so far. We'll see how he goes in this game here.
And TEMWA CHILESHE, we're just hearing a discussion of officiating on the other court, just taking people's attention. But in the meantime, early stages here with TEMWA CHILESHE hoping to go through to the final. And see, what about his style? How would you summarise TEMWA as an overall player, Sean?
Well, if you think of Louis as the retriever out of the two brothers, I would say TEMWA's more the aggressive player, looking to take control of their rallies a lot more. So you can see there, looking to take it early. Certainly did that against me. Absolutely gave me a bit of a lesson last night.
Oh, that was the very late match. Sorry about that one, Sean. Also with TEMWA though, like last week, you and I both commented that he goes through a stage sometimes that I'm sure he's hoping to get rid of it, where there's 2 to 3 unforced errors every set.
Yeah,
and that can really help in a tight match
and
help his opponent.
Yeah, fortunately for my sake last night.
So just a discussion here, Sean.
I think there's maybe some blood coming out, blood in the finger. So this was one of the issues he had in his match yesterday against Zach Miller. Just a bit of blood coming out. So, of course, if you don't know the rules, you can't have blood coming out.
A few times that he ended up on the ground last night. There was a few shoulders in there from both players, actually.
Yeah, while I was warming up, I saw a pretty hefty one from Zach bumping Duncan, I think, to the back wall. So yeah, it was certainly a few hectic moments there.
You don't want to bump into Zach Miller too often. It's a fairly solid boy. So we are at 2 points apiece. And just as Sean Wigan just said, the injury there, not really an injury as such, just more of a little bit of blood.
Yeah, so the rule of the blood rule is if blood's coming out in a certain area, you've got to have it bandaged, and it can't come out for the rest of the match in that area, otherwise you will be forfeited the match.
And so we're seeing the sticking plasters come out. This is one of the things that held up your match last night, was 2 injury breaks for Lee. And we are getting a bit of a comment. What happened? Well, there was nothing that distinctly happened, like a bump or anything like that, or a dive. It was just...
So if you watched the match last night against Zach Miller, Duncan had a few instances where there was blood that came out, including the instant here, which I think is on his finger. So it may have just come out again. Don't know how it would have affected him here, but it came out, so that's why they're just sorting it out now.
So it appears that he's under control. Can we see a sticking plaster on there? They were certainly getting the sticking plasters out. All right, so we're back ready.
So for all you Malaysian fans out there, it's not a serious injury. It's just just a little bit of blood coming out of the finger. So nothing too serious here.
That's a nice play. Chopping under it and giving him nothing back there was TEMWA CHILESHE. So it takes the 3-2 advantage.
Yeah, before the injury timeout, you were mentioning about Thames making a lot of mistakes in a row.
Well, probably 2 to 3 in a set. It's enough if you're in a tight match to just hand it over a little bit.
Yeah, he did that a little bit in my match as well. Like, he would get into a good situation.
So what was the result?
So in the end, he won 11-3. That's a good sign to know you were watching my game. So the final score was 11-3, 11-6, 11-9 to TEMWA. Especially in that third game, he had a pretty good lead, but then just gave me a...
And when did the lights go out? Apparently the lights went out as well?
Yeah, I think it was maybe halfway through the third game, the lights went out at about 10:30. And yeah, I was hoping we could redo the match the following day, but the ref said no, unfortunately, which...
Wasn't it the club president who showed us on his phone that he can turn the lights out via his phone? So maybe that could have been a little thing you two were working out. You could see the positional play from Lee. He was trying to dominate that tee well. Let's see if he tries to move back in there. Yeah, good point from TEMWA. He then reversed into dominating the tee. They were both sort of jostling for it. Oh, that was a real shame. The ball was on his racket, had the angle.
That's a really nice shot from TEMWA there, taking the ball early. He's dictated the play pretty early here. So he's got a good lead here, 7-3. You can just see maybe a few of Duncan's shots going just a little short at the moment. Like that one just a little bit too short. So it's giving TEMWA the opportunity to take it early.
So the question from Paul Ascott over in Brizzy. And has TEMWA got some strapping on his right leg there? And Sean, your eyes are officially better than mine. What do you think?
Yeah, I remembered he was wearing strap in our game last night. I don't know the exact situation. I think it's just a slight long-term effect at the moment. All
right, so nothing that really should affect him in this game per se that he's done the last couple of days that we know of.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with any time this week, I'm pretty sure. And might have even seen him wear it last week as well in Cameo, so yeah, so I don't know exactly what the...
Probably more of a reassurance than something that's just immediate. Ooh, let's that one drop low. Good play there. The Malaysian contingent in the crowd with polite applause.
Yeah, once again, the crowd starting to pick up here.
Well, there's a fair few players and spectators around the other side of the courts as well for the Auckland Open divisional grades and also the Auckland Open itself. play from TEMWA CHILESHE, taking a nice lead here. It's a fairly positive start for him. When you say, Sean, he's been positive.
Well, he's taken really good control of Duncan's loose shots, just maybe landing a bit short, and TEMWA's been doing a good job here. One of his biggest strengths here when he does get an opportunity. You can see here just a few loose ones from Duncan, and he's right there on that tee ready to pounce. And you can see how quick he is onto that ball as well. That's an excellent rally from TEMWA, really good control. Even when Duncan felt like he had a sniff, TEMWA was ready to react to it, so he did a very good job there.
And taking the score to tens, and there we go. That is the first game. And nicely played there from TEMWA CHILESHE. He takes the first game. And one game to love for TEMWA CHILESHE in this semi-final of the BARFOOT Thompson Auckland Open. Bidding to get through to the final where he can take on Big Brother yet again in a repeat of last week's final, the BARFOOT Thompson Panmure Open. Good start, Sean Wiggin, by TEMWA CHILESHE. Pretty measured and quite controlling as well.
Yeah, what I've been impressed with, he hasn't done anything too flashy, he's just kept a very good control, which is where we haven't seen too many mistakes from him so far. That's probably going to be a big key for him here, just not trying to be too complicated, just keep it simple. As you can see here, nothing, just trying to move Duncan around. And if I was in the Malaysian dressing room at the moment, I'd be focusing a lot more on just trying to get TEMWA to the back, a little bit more patience. That's well played, good rally here to start things off. So you see there, that's just a bit too early there from Duncan. Set the opportunity up for TEMWA there to put that trickle post away. So that's where he's just going to maybe push one back a little bit more. Just set it up before he tries to take it early. That's what TEMWA's so good at, just pouncing on an opportunity when it's there.
Just up close to the wall there, couldn't quite balance himself and get enough lift on the shot. Don't think he'd be too concerned just yet.
First real mistake there from TEMWA, just hasn't made any of those so far, so this is where we'll see if he's really learned from his previous matches, not trying to give easy points away, because this could be a very crucial stage in this game, even though it feels early in the second game. Beautiful shot there, just too tight.
I think the thing is with that shot, it was punched quite nicely and very tight to the wall. So even if CHILESHE had got there, he would have been struggling to actually do anything with it.
Yeah, and he's certainly tightening up a lot more in this game. That's probably what was one of my biggest weaknesses in the game against TEMWA last night, was a bit too loose, which is where he was pouncing against me. I was setting up a little bit later in the game, but it was clearly too late in the end, so that's probably what Duncan's doing better at in this game so far.
Well, it was a good rally, but Lee just rolling it a little bit too much into the tin there, and CHILESHE gets one back. Remember, he took the first game though. there's still a reasonable crowd in here around the two main courts and also the other courts around the venue. Plenty of people watching and getting involved on the court, off the court as well. And the stroke. So
TEMWA was making the reasoning that he was out of the way. I probably wouldn't agree on that decision.
You're with the officials on that one?
I'm with the officials on this decision there. Right behind him, so couldn't really play. Beautiful shot there. He's got much more confidence in this game now, Duncan. He's worked the point a lot better. Now he's starting to find his range, setting those points up. Of course, we saw this yesterday. He went down early, 2-love down against Zach Miller, and he came back to win in 5. So he certainly won't give up till the end.
Well, against Miller last night, he also struggled with the unorthodox play that you get with Miller. And mistake there. But yeah, he did seem to struggle with the play. He was almost looking at his teammates saying, what the heck is this guy doing to me?
Yeah, well, that's the interesting playing someone like Zach. He plays such a different sort of style that if you haven't seen him play before, so if you're one of those New Zealanders that we've almost seen this guy play in every tournament, we all know how he plays like, but this is the first time the Malaysians really have seen him play, so then they've seen how this guy plays, and it's so orthodox, it's sort of caught him out. So he did very well to stay in that game, and so far he's done well to get himself back in this game. A little bit loose there. Yeah, too good.
Good little drop. Good control. And he didn't try for too much on that drop shot. He knew where his opponent was as well.
TEMWA's got a really beautiful counter drop there. He keeps that, as you saw there, he just keeps that ball so low and tight. It's such a hard shot, especially on a lower tin like these courts are. It's such a dangerous shot if you give him that opportunity. Just stays in there. Beautiful shot there. Just held up, pushed it deep, and really well played there.
So feel free to come through with your comments on the Facebook Live feed and let us know who you think is going to win this one. Will it be a Chileshe brother benefit, or will Lee come through and give Malaysia a bit of representation? He was there.
Yeah, just didn't have his racket up on that occasion. Just wasn't quite ready for that shot and just got caught out. So we're at 9-5 now. Opportunity here for Duncan. He wouldn't want to give too many of those cheap points away.
Yeah, well, there's been a couple of them in this game, even though he's had the lead. It's whether TEMWA can actually take advantage of it.
Oh, that is beautiful. Really good hands here. First that volley drive to the back, and then that great drop at the end there. Really good reactions there from Duncan. So he gets 4 games balls head. Probably wants to get one of the first 2 here, rather than getting TEMWA an opportunity to get back in this game.
Keeping it tight to the backhand wall. Who's going to switch around? Duncan Lee just happy to play that wall so tight. Oh, it was a good rally. I mean, those backhands were just really almost nailed to the wall.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed with that last shot though. He worked really well at that point and just gave a bit of a cheap mistake there. So he'll be disappointed with that, but still got 3 opportunities to put this game away. Nice and tight there from TEMWA.
He's still calling for it.
Yeah, that was.
So Lee was just questioning with the ball. Was good there.
I did have a bit of a question on that other one though. I did think it was a little bit of a carry, I thought, but TEMWA still won the point, so he can carry on.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is not what you want to do when you've had that many game balls. You don't want to
Yeah.
just give away those cheap ones away. So one more chance here.
So who's the pressure on then? Does the pressure actually go more on Lee than it actually goes on Chileshe at this point?
Well, it's a big momentum shift if TEMWA can get this point. That's really well played there.
Oh. So how many game balls did he have? I think
So he had 4, so he was 10-6 up, and there were some good rallies there, but then just gave a few easy mistakes in the middle as well, just like that one. So won't be happy with how he's finishing in this game.
Yeah, he's hit 3 into the 10. Make that 4 into the 10, and it is second game to TEMWA Chileshe. He takes that one 12-10. 2 games to love to TEMWA Chileshe. A change of shirt there for Duncan Lee. And quite a few errors, Sean Wigan, at the later stages of the second game for Lee, which really helped TEMWA Chileshe along.
Well, I mentioned how important those first few points were in those game balls. They were big points,
Yep.
and then suddenly we then saw heaps of mistakes from Duncan there, which just shows how quick the momentum can shift in a game. And this will show a lot of confidence into TEMWA's game, knowing how
So
well
it
he
would have
did.
been 6 points in a row, wasn't it? It was 6-10 down.
6-10 down and got back to win 12-10, and it's Chile backed up into this game so far. Quickly, TEMWA's out to 3-love. So for the most part in that second game, Duncan did a very good job controlling the rallies. Did well to use the backcourt a lot more and keep it tight, but just started doing too much when it. Not sure if he's tired or not, but he just needed to keep pushing a little bit more, because as we all know, 1-all can be a lot different to 2-love. And certainly showing in this game already, he's sort of backed up the 6 in a row TEMWA to win the next 4 as well.
So just asking there, TEMWA Chileshe, just checking on the ball. I don't think it was really any dispute on it. There's nothing wrong with asking.
But while we've been criticising Duncan's finish, we've also got to give a bit of credit to TEMWA staying into the rally. Well, we can't do anything about that one.
And that was from the back of the court.
Yeah, that's only one of the shots of the day, but I don't think it can beat one of my shots to TEMWA last night. I still think my shot was pretty good from last night, where I got TEMWA so good that I actually made him fall over. So we had a bit of a chuckle after that at the end. Yeah, much better here from Duncan. Started to dictate the rallies again, just giving himself a little bit more time, which is what he wasn't doing at the start.
Murray certainly looks as though he's had a bit of a workout. We are in the third game, and it is 2 games to love for Luamba Chileshe.
He's had a pretty tough tournament so far, so he's done well to stay in the rallies.
Yeah.
He had a really tough, as well as that big game with Zach, he also had a very tricky 4-setter with Chris van der Slam in the
That's right.
round of 16. So he's done well to get this far so far.
Yeah,
Beautiful shot there.
It's a bit of a hook around almost, wasn't it? And had no
Yeah,
pace
it was
back on
really
it.
good reactions.
Well, he had the advantage there, had the shot. It was certainly on. And makes it 5 apiece. So far, Sean, in this third game, neither player just wrestling the initiative away. I mean, we had the early lead from TEMWA. It's about now that you really want to take hold of it, don't you?
So this is where the crucial moments in the game come.
Well, I think TEMWA was a little bit afraid that he might have a stroke against him there.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you see refs give a let on that one. I always think whether or not if they can play, they should actually play the ball, and if not, they should have a no let. Or if it is literally, because that wasn't a pretty unique, really good position for Duncan, whether or not if TEMWA was in the race, should be a stroke. But can't disagree with what the referees are doing here.
Yeah, didn't pick it up.
Yeah, just a little bit short from TEMWA in that rally. When he tried to go deep, just wasn't quite getting that length that he has so far in this game, in this match. Oh, a few very nice boats, the last 2 points from Duncan. Really good hands here, and he's got a bit of a lead here now after being 4-love down. Again, showing his fight here after losing 10 straight points. If you think the last 6 points of the second game and the first 4 in the third game, he's done well to get back into this match.
Happy to stick to the backhand wall again. We didn't get a call. You consider that was in, Sean?
I don't know if he was complaining about it being in. I think it was more the
pickup?
The pickup that he's questioning. And even if, whether or not it was right or wrong, I still think TEMWA needs to take initiative in those sort of situations. You see a few players do that. They are so convinced that they think that ball was down that they get distracted with that next shot. So you just need to make sure.
Well, here's what he's done. He went down, checked his laces, taking the time.
Yeah, in New Zealand we like to call it the Masters, famous Masters tricks right there.
Well, you know that a lot of masters have issues with laces tying them up.
Yeah, every few rallies.
Now, I actually think that TEMWA's father is about to go on court very shortly for one of his matches. I've got a feeling that
I think he's probably going to do his best to try and get them to
delay it slightly.
delay it, put another match on if possible.
Now, I know he's got a match coming up tonight, and I think it's around about now. I seem to recall he's up against a junior player from Marlborough or somewhere like that.
So the referee is just reminding these boys to just hurry up in between the rallies, just slowing down a little bit here.
That's quite a vital mistake there from Lee, just helping.
We saw this in the second game. A few big rallies and then just tried to do too much of the ball, forced a mistake. So this is where you just got to go back to what he did so well in the middle part of this game. Just work the point, just like here, just work the point, don't do too much, and when he does get the opportunity, that's when he goes for it.
Into it. Oh, well, that's true, and brings him back to 8-all, as you just heard.
Yeah, just wasn't quite getting that length there, Duncan. Just landing, once again, just landing a bit too short. TEMWA was controlling the tee that whole game and then forced that mistake on the bow. So this is where you just got to maybe just push one back, get your opponent behind you, set that point up.
Good shot, good depth from TEMWA Chileshe, and the error creeping in for Duncan Lee. Switches things around, so now it is Chileshe leading 9-8.
Well played from TEMWA there.
Well, he held his ground there. It was getting quite close contact, but he held his ground nicely.
Yeah, good control with those shots as well. And now he's got 2 match balls to set up another meeting with his brother. Mistake there from TEMWA, and we still got 1 match ball though.
Well, we've already seen in the previous game that you can't relax when you've got that match ball. We had 4 of them disappear on Duncan Lee. They were game balls, that is.
what a shot to finish. Beautiful boast here from TEMWA. Beautiful rally to finish it off.
And it was straight games, 11-5, 12-10, 11-9. But it was a tough straight games, particularly these last two, wasn't it, Sean?